Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Happy Dashera to everyone.
Happy Dasara, sir.
Thank you, sir. Dashera, sir.
Okay, first of all, I would like to congratulate everyone for this selection for the interview. Okay, so uh, we'll start with HR round better, huh? How to attend the HR round. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes. Okay, fine. So the first thing is for HR round, what matters is your personality. Personality in terms of your looks, how you talk, how you respond to their questions. Fine. And how you can give your answer in a diplomatic way. Sometimes straight and sometimes diplomatic it's required. Huh? So first thing is you should be completely well dressed. Your dress will be completely pressed. Fine. It should be clean and should look confident in that. Huh? I'm talking about the dressing sense. You should look confident. It should not be like you borrowed a blazer from someone else and you wear it on that day. You cannot say, "Na, that is completely fit to you," right? The blazer you are using, it should fit to your body. Huh? It should not be completely like loose. Fine. So better to wear your own dress on that day. It is the best thing you can do. And be informal. Huh? You everybody know. Huh? Be informal. For the girls, you can have either formal or professional. Any of these will be fine. You can wear pant and shirt and blazer if you want, or you can go with normal your salwar suit if you want. That is also fine. But whatever you wear, it should fit. It should look good, decent also. Huh? Okay, fine. The second one is when you enter the room, just take permission always. May I come in, sir? Or may I come in, ma'am? Or better, you should say, may I come in? That because sometimes the panel will be having female and male. So you should say, may I come in? That's all. Huh. Then when they will say, yeah, come in, then you go straight and don't sit. Just first wish them. Huh. If there will be any female HR, so you start with her. Good morning, ma'am, or good afternoon, or good evening, whatever the time is. First wish her, then wish others. Fine. So good morning, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. 3-4 people will be there. We wish them and stand at the chair itself. Don't sit until they ask you. So they will say, yeah, now you can sit. Then say thank you, sir, or thank you, ma'am, or thank you. Just say thank you and have a sit. And when you sit, just sit straight, but make yourself comfortable first, which is important. And I will suggest you here, you just don't get nervous. That is the first thing to get qualified in the interview. Don't get nervous at all. So the only thing you can do is prepare well. That's the best thing. If you go with a well preparation, I'm 100% sure you won't get nervous. That is the first thing. You should feel confident because you know everything. Not everything, most of the thing you know. Na? That's why you will feel confident. Sure, nervousness will not come into picture. It don't reflect from your face, right? So prepare well. That is most important for everything. And the second thing is don't overstress yourself that I want this job, I want this job, I want this job. Don't feel like that. If you feel like that, then anxiety and fear will come on your face. So be relaxed. Go with a positive mind that, yeah, I have prepared well and I can answer all the questions Oh, I can answer most of the questions. I will give my best. In this thought, you go for the interview, I'm saying. But don't go like, no, I have to get this job. I have to get this job. If you go in this mindset, then the problem will be you will feel anxiety, you will feel nervous anyhow. So the nervousness, anxiety should not reflect on your face. This is my personal experience I am sharing. So be confident. If you want to smile, you can have a smile on your face. That is also good. That show your confidence also. You are confident about yourself. I think this is clear, no? Fine.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So the next is how you are answering the questions, how you are moving your hands, legs. That is also matter. The HR also looks at these things, how you are moving. So don't move your hand here and there or focusing focusing your fingers towards them. Don't answer like that. Fine. It's better to sit. It's better to sit calmly and answer them. That is better. If you want to move your hand on the table itself, not to them. Fine. And the second thing is, if you want to draw anything, you ask papers, or you can take papers with you if you want. Loose papers, white sheet. That is also better. And you can draw a diagram. You can explain them everything. Suppose they want to they want that. So you want to draw a iron carbon phase diagram. So you take loose papers with you. That is very good. That shows that you are well prepared for that. Or you can ask them papers. It's better if you are taking that, no problem. You can draw the diagram and explain, right? So, yeah, now I'll move to the HR questions. What are the basic HR questions they ask? The first HR question will be what is your strength and weakness? That is the basic questions everybody asks. What is your strength and weakness? You cannot say that I don't have any weakness, but you have to answer in such a way that will give benefit to that company. In the long term, that will give benefit to the company. So you think what is your weakness that will help the company to grow. Don't say like I am lazy. I don't want to work on weekdays. Or don't say like I'm very emotional. Don't answer these kind of questions. I know few people will be emotional, few people will be lazy anyhow. But don't answer these kind of questions. Don't give these kind of answers. So think that your weakness will be helpful for the growth of the company. Right? And about your strength, they're basic answers. You can say strength means you can say I'm. Don't say I'm hardworking. These are very poor answers. I'm hardworking. Never say these kind of answers. You can say I'm a smart worker. Simply, but you have to justify how you are a smart worker. Or you can say I manage my time very well. This is also a good answer. Simple answer, very good answer. You have to justify that how you manage your time. You can say I am a multitasker with with good efficiency. You can say you have to justify how you are a multitasker and you have shown your capabilities. These are very simple answer, but you can have your own answer, right? Or you can say like I am very comfortable to work with group of people, and I can also do the work by myself. You can say these are very simple answers. You can search from YouTube also. You can get a lot of answers for that. Like you can say I can handle a single project by myself, or I can work with a group of people with good efficiency. That means you are very comfortable with groups and with yourself also. If an assignment will be given to you only, you can do it without need of any help. So you have to find out what is your strength, and the strength also you'll say which will helpful for your growth and helpful for the company. You have to remember your weakness should be helpful for the company, but your strength should helpful for your growth as well as the company growth. I think you people understood up to this, no?
Sir.
Yeah. So next is what are your short-term goals and long-term goals? Sometimes they ask. Fine. So this is also a very common question they ask. What is your short-term goals and long-term goals? Or what is your long-term planning and short-term planning? Right? You have to think about that. Huh? What is your short-term plans, long-term? But don't say that I want to do higher studies here. Don't include. I want to do higher studies. Never say like that. But if they will force you that, suppose after 2-3 years, you got an opportunity to do higher studies, would you like to do? Then you can say, you can give a diplomatic answer. If company wants that to acquire higher skills, if company allowed me, then I can do it. But I don't have any recent planning to do higher studies, you can say. Fine. But if company allowed me, company wants for its growth, then I can do higher studies. But right now I don't have any such plans to do higher studies. They will ask you like, did you appear at GATE this time? Or are you planning for the GATE? Or are you preparing for the MBA? Don't simply say no. I don't want, and you have to justify in 1-2 line, like since you can say like, I have studied theories mostly, but I want to apply my theoretical knowledge in practical field, and to acquire more knowledge, I want to explore the real field, you can say, or you can say more if you want. They will ask you what is your hobbies. That is also very important. What is your hobbies? So you should say some unique hobbies if you have. Don't say singing, dancing. Yeah, if you are a good dancer, singer, that's also fine, no problem. Hobbies like collecting coins. Some people say mostly collecting coins, collecting cards. So if you have any unique hobby, you can say, and that should be also genuine. It should be a genuine hobby. Don't say I like sleeping. Sleeping is my hobby. Fine. So every time you have to remember, whatever you are saying, you should justify that, because they will ask, can you justify this? Suppose you say, I am a good leader, for example. Suppose Atish Jai will say, I am a good leader. I can lead a group of people in a positive way. I am a good motivator also. I can motivate people to give effort to do a good job, for example, or to make it faster. So you have to justify that. For example, you can say, I am the cultural secretary, for example, or I am the secretary of MME. Under me or with me, not say under me, with me, lot of people are there. We have make this event successful within 2 days, or within very short period of time, we make it success, grand success. You can say some examples. You can give some examples during the school days if you have, or in the 12th. Right? So it should be related to your past experiences, whatever you are saying. Fine. And mostly to the toppers, they will force you that why you want to join this company. You can do master degree, you can join an IIT, and you can get more package there. But they try to trap you basically. But don't say that. Don't simply say, actually, I don't want to do master degree. I don't have any plan. I want to explore the practical fields right now. And you can, if you have more answers, you can say, fine. And if you are really financially poor, you can also add that my family financial condition is not so good. They depend on me. You can add that if it is real. Fine. And the last thing is they basically ask a question. If they will feel you are a good candidate for them, they will ask you. If you have any questions, you can ask to us. Mostly they ask nowadays. It means 100% that if they are asking this kind of questions means they are satisfied with your interview. They want to take you. So this is a very serious question. If you have any question, you can ask us. It's a very serious question. So you make a practice what you want to ask them. Don't ask about salaries. Don't ask about personal lives and all. You can ask about the industry. Their industry. You can ask few questions about the industry. What is the culture, or what is the? Can you get a project directly? Suppose you joined as a GET. Can you get a project? Are they giving any project? Or are they planning any new plants somewhere else? Or what should be the position? You can ask about their companies itself, mostly about the growth of the company. What are the shares, company shares? You can ask if you want, if you're interested in that. So ask about the companies itself, mostly benefit of the company. Or your growth, how you can grow there. You understood? Suppose you join, what will be the, how you can grow yourself. So these are the answers, basically. You think what is, you can ask, relate to that. So these are the basically about HR questions, HR question and answer. I think you have any questions to ask?
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir. Sir, apart from the iron carbon diagram, what can be the core questions? Can you please discuss?
Who is this? Aniket? Okay.
No, sir. Sana.
Okay, fine. Yeah. For technical questions, okay, fine. We'll discuss that. For Aditya Birla Group, basically, let me tell about Aditya Birla Group. For Aditya Birla Group, you should prepare well for, okay, fine. First of all, projects. What projects you are handling right now? That is very important. Minor project or major project, right? That is very important. Maybe you are not doing something, I don't know. I'm not sure about that, what you are exactly doing in your minor project, whether you started it or not. That's also, I have no idea. But the thing is, whatever the topic you are saying, you should have some knowledge on that. Suppose somebody is saying, I'm working on martensitic stainless steel. Let it be. So you should know what is martensite, how martensitic transformation is happening, what are the properties of martensite in a steel, and what are the different stainless steels, what are the chemical composition of stainless steels, what are the chemical composition of martensitic stainless steels. You should know the basic things at least, because they may start with this, and in this way they can enter into the physical metallurgy, because it is basically physical metallurgy part, physical metallurgy topics. So they start with your project and they will enter into the physical metallurgy. So that's why I am saying your project is very important. If you are working on a project which is related to physical metallurgy, you should have a good knowledge on physical metallurgy. I'm saying it start with martensite, but it will enter to perlite, ferrite. What are different type of steels? What is phase transformation? For example, what is iron carbon diagram? Draw iron carbon diagram. Show us the different invariant reactions. Write it down. This way it will go on. What are the different alloying elements present in the steels? What are the effect of alloying elements? What is TTT diagram? That is very important. What is CCT diagram? That is very important in physical metallurgy, basically. TTT diagram, CCT diagram, iron carbon phase diagram, right? And the steel's properties. What are different alloying elements? What in TTT CCT diagram you can see what are these carbide forming elements. And what are the different phases like ferrite, martensite? What are the properties? They can ask. Fine. suppose you are saying my project is on welding up two dissimilar metals, for example, welding up two dissimilar metals. So again, they will ask you about welding, and from welding they can enter into the physical metallurgy again, because obviously we're dealing with metals. So two dissimilar metals, they can enter into the physical metallurgy. But basically, they will ask some question related to welding. For example, what is heat affected zone? For example, what is fusion zone? Suppose you are dealing with welding of stainless steel. What is sensitization? They can ask. What are the remedies for sensitization? Right? What is knife line attack? Fine. This kind of question they will ask. What is the difference between the properties of heat affected zone and non-heat affected zone, or fusion zone or heat affected zone? They can ask. You have to draw it. The best thing is if you draw it, it is very better, and you can explain it further. They can ask you the applications of those steels or metals or alloys you are going to use, right? Suppose somebody will say, my project topic is on corrosion, study the corrosion behavior of austenitic stainless steel, for example. Right? So obviously, now they will ask you about corrosion as well as the physical metallurgy. Because once you tell about austenitic stainless steels, they can ask you what are the different stainless steels are available, like ferritic steels, martensitic austenitic stainless steels, or precipitation strengthening austenitic stainless steels. Stainless steels are there. Right? So you can differentiate them, and they can ask you why austenitic stainless steels are good than other steels. They can ask you on that. Right? Anyways, so project is very important. If you are doing any projects, just go through it properly. Or they will ask you what is the objective of your project. Sometimes they ask what exactly you are going to do. Objectives, right? So you can explain them your objectives in a proper way, so that they will get know that you are really working on this project, right? Similarly, then internships, right? Suppose you will say, I did my internship in Aditya Birla in Lapanga, for example, right? So I'm 100% sure if it is Aditya Birla company, obviously they will ask in details. Even if it is a steel company like JSW, they will ask what you did there exactly. If you did any project, you need to explain your project. They will be more happy. But make sure that you know each and everything. It may not be in details, but it should be known to you. Suppose you are talking about induction furnace. I did something on induction furnace, for example. Just you should know what is electromagnetic induction, basic science. What does the induction furnace do? What is it made up of? Suppose cast iron, for example. So you should know about cast iron. Right? So they will enter into the deeper and more deeper level. Once you answer a question, they will enter into that. Suppose you tell that this induction furnace is made up of cast iron, for example. So they can ask you what is a cast iron and steel? What is the difference between cast iron and steel? Then what are the properties of cast iron? Why it is called cast iron? So you should know in depth, I'm saying, at least basic questions and basic answer, right? So internship is also very important. Suppose you say that I did a project in continuous casting, for example. So you should know in the depth about continuous casting, at least basic things. So if they will ask you to explain about continuous casting, you just explain it. If you can draw it, if you want, draw the continuous casting things. Once you start drawing, they will stop you because they will know that you know this. That is a good positive side of that. So in continuous casting, there will be a lot of questions. Why continuous casting is better than ingot casting or batch casting? Simple questions, no? What is the difference between a batch casting or between continuous casting? Which one is preferred? On what principles continuous casting works? Fine. What are the advantages of continuous casting? They can ask you. What is the mold? What are the molds they are using? What is the mold flux they are using? What is Summers entry nozzle, SCN, for example? And what are the different ingots generated after continuous casting? For example, billet, bloom, billet, and billet, bloom, and what is that?
Slab.
Slab, yeah, slab. Okay, fine. So what is the difference between the billet bloom and slab? They can ask you. Obviously, they are different in their dimensions, and further processing is different. Some will go for rod making, some will go for plates, coils. Fine. So in this way, you need to know everything basically. Fine. So your internship, your projects are very important. You go through it anyhow. You generate the question by yourself. What may be the probable questions they will ask related to this? So similarly, suppose somebody have did a project in iron making, for example. They can ask you about iron making then mostly. Fine. So what is blast furnace iron making? What is different iron making processes? What is the difference between DRI process and sponge iron making? Sorry, DRI process and blast furnace iron making. What is the difference? What are the different reactions happening in the blast furnace? They will ask. Fine. What is the temperature profile of the blast furnace to write? What are the different direct reduction, indirect reduction happening in the blast furnace? Everything is available in my YouTube lecture. You can have a look. Suppose somebody is saying I'm doing a project on annealing of or hardening of stainless steels, for example. So they will enter into the heat treatment then. Obviously, you should have a good idea on heat treatment. So they will ask what is the difference between normalizing and annealing? Simple questions. What is the difference between hardening and tempering? What is the difference between tempering and normalizing, for example? You should know basic things. Right? It is also available in the YouTube. You can check. In one diagram, I have shown every processes: normalizing, annealing, hardening. Everything is there. You can have a look. So you should know at least about heat treatments also. If you're working on, so physical metallurgy and heat treatment is very important. If you're working on a project like that related to metals, alloys, and if you're working on composites, then you should have good idea on composites. Obviously, what is the difference between an alloy and composite? You should know. What is the strengthening mechanism of composites? How the strengthening mechanism of composite is different from the strengthening in the alloys. So strengthening mechanism is very important also. You should go through the strengthening mechanism. It is already available in my YouTube video. You can have a look. All kind of strengthening mechanism. Sometimes they ask, if they will enter into physical metallurgy, they can ask you what are the different strengthening mechanisms. You need to explain them in a short, and you need to explain them in a short how it works. Like dispersion strengthening, precipitation strengthening, dislocation strengthening, strain hardening. Suppose you'll say I'm working on mechanical property of stainless steel, for example. So once you'll tell mechanical property of stainless steel, they will enter into the mechanical metallurgy and physical metallurgy both. Like they will ask you to draw a stress versus strain diagram. These are very important questions. Stress versus strain. What is the difference between true stress strain diagram versus engineering stress strain diagram? They will ask. These are very basic questions. What is percentage elongation? How you will measure the ductility? So simple answer is we can go for tensile test simply, and we can find out the percentage elongation to get the ductility. It is already available in the YouTube video. You can check stress versus strain diagram in the physical metallurgy part. So these are the basic questions. And what is strain hardening? They can ask. Can you draw a stress versus strain diagram and show different strength, like yield strength, UTS, fracture strength? You have to show them. What is necking? They can ask you. What is necking? Or what is the difference between tensile test and impact test? They can ask you on that also. They can ask you about what are the different characterization techniques by which we can characterize a steel, for example. So you can say we can do mechanical characterization, we can do physical characterization. Physical characterization means we can do microstructural characterization better by using optical microscope, SEM, TM. You can say we can do mechanical characterization by using tensile testing, by impact testing. Fine. What is toughness? They can ask. What is it? What is the meaning of toughness? What is the difference between toughness and strength? Everything is available in the YouTube video. You can check it. And they can ask you on the steel making also, steel making processes. What are the different steel making processes available? what is the difference between electric arc furnace and LD furnace steel making? They can simply ask you these questions. So your answer should be short and perfect, because you don't have much time to answer. No? So your answer should be short and perfect. Fine. If they want to elaborate it, you can elaborate it further. And
Sir, sir, for ABG Drive, first they will be doing group discussion round, where there will be eliminating almost 50%, as they have said. So, what will be the advice for the students, to perform well in the group discussion round?
Yes, a group discussion. See, my first thing is, you from now itself, you go through YouTube videos, you go through internets. What are the recent group discussion topics available? Fine. What are the recent group discussion topic? Fine. You'll get few knowledge about that. You just make a note out of that. 4 lines, 5 lines, mostly. Lines is points, important points. You should have some idea about those topics at least. Because sometimes what happen in the group discussion, they will give a topic where you don't have any idea at all. So you will be a loser. So it's better to go through internets, YouTubes right now to find out the recent group discussion topics. First thing. Second thing is, for example, I'm talking about the one topic may be like that. What is the impact of this Ukraine-Russia war, or this Israel and Hamas war on the economy of the world, or on the life of the world? Anything. This may be a topic. So you should know what is Hamas, what is Israel, what is the cause of this fight, what is the cause of the fight between Russia and Ukraine, what is the cause of fight between India and Pakistan. You should know basic things about that. This is one of the topic they can ask you. Impact on the economy of this war. Let's suppose, example, fuel price increases. So they want to answer, have a discussion on this. You should know about that. If there will be a war between these two countries, or between this terrorist organization and this, so fuel price will increase, obviously. One example. Right? Other topics will be like, for example, benefits of alternative resources. What are the benefits of alternative resources and conventional resources, or benefits of or the EVs. EVs is a recent topic. EVs means electric vehicles. I'm talking about electric vehicles versus conventional vehicles. They can give you a topic on this. Right? So the first point is, you should go through the internet and you should go have a complete idea about this, take some ideas about that, and how to face the group discussion. Yeah. My suggestion is for everyone, since you all belongs to the same branch, right? So it's always better to be calm in the meeting. It is very important. You all are friends, actually. Anyhow, you all are friends. At least hi-bye friends. May not be close friends, right? So during the group discussion, you all be calm and you try to give chance to everyone. You plan like that. This plan may not be a good success. I'm not sure how, because I don't know what you are thinking and all. That is my suggestion. You give chance to everyone. You speak some word and allow other to speak. It should be like that. Fine. But the HR will always want that you should fight. But you should not fight. That is my point. You should not fight. You should not make it a fish market, at least. Because all of you are friends. Fine. The point is, if somebody is saying more and more, if he is saying good points, that is fine. But if he or she is saying random points which is not relevant, that is a red flag to him. And if somebody is not stopping him, that is also a red flag, because he will speak or she will speak only, and he or she is speaking some random points. That means he or she is killing the time, right? Because you have a very minimum time, 7-minute discussion, maybe 7 minutes they will give, or 10 minutes. Fine. So you can interrupt him. Interrupt him means you can say, suppose, I don't know, suppose Naresh is a guy, he's speaking too much, which is not relevant. You can say, Naresh, since this is a group discussion, you should give time to others also. You can say politely like that. That is a good point of yours. That shows your leadership quality also. Politely, you can say, Naresh, you can give time to others. Others have good points to speak. Right? You can say like that politely, but you should say very politely. And the person who is speaking too much, he also or she also should stop. He should give chance to others also. Fine. That shows a leadership quality. Fine. And the point is, suppose you are not getting anything what to say, it's better to support someone. Suppose Atirija got to know what to speak. He have a good knowledge on the topic. He is saying something. And suppose X is a person who don't know about this topic. So he or she can support Atirija that I am completely agree with Atirija. And you can add some points with that. Fine. The thing is, if you really know the topic, if you start the discussion, that is good. But if you don't know about the topic, it's better not to say anything in the initial part. After 5 minutes, you can collect ideas from others. You get to know that, yeah, this is the topic. Then you can add some points with that. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Suppose a condition will arrive where you have good points, but other people are not giving you time. So it's better to loud your voice, not to fight, not to create disturbance, but you should start talking about that. But that because your point will be good, so other will definitely get stopped, right? So the first thing is, I am saying, since you all are friends, you should talk like that only. You should not make it a fish market, at least. So these are my suggestions. Anything else you want to ask?
Sir, what if we don't tell them about our minor project?
You don't. They will ask why you have to
Like,
speak.
we have not mentioned it in our resume, na?
So what? This doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. Like, you are in final year means they know that you are going through some projects anyhow.
Okay, sir.
They obviously knows that because they are also engineers. No, fine. They also gone through the same process you are going right now. So anyhow they will ask about the minor projects. Internships and minor projects are very important. I told you. 90% chance they will ask. 10% chance they may not ask. But 90% chance they will ask. Because they will start from that and they will enter into a particular subjects. Fine. Suppose you are very good at studies, for example. Your CGPA is very good. So they don't bother about your subjects. Fine. They will bother about your minor project, your internships, what you did. They want to see you are really a bookworm or you are really a like a very obedient person in the real life. Internships means what? You are obedient. That means you have really visited the plant. You have really gained a practical knowledge from the plant. That's what it reflects. They know that you are good at studies means you know a lot of things about subjects. So they don't ask much. And if you're good at studies, your CGPA is good. Sometimes they spend more time in HR questions, as I told, strength, weakness, short-term goals, long-term goals. If they can ask, like, if I will give a posting in Kerala, since suppose you belongs to Jamshedpur, they want to give you a posting in Kerala, or they want to give you a posting in Assam, whether you want to join or not. So your answer should be yes, I want to join. But you have to explain them, right? You have to show them that you are not a homesick person at all. Any location in India will be fine.
So I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
Most of the time they ask to introduce ourselves. So how should we
Yeah, this is very
introduce
good. Yeah, this is the
ourselves?
first question they will ask. After
Yes,
they
sir.
allow you to sit, they will ask, introduce yourself. So while introducing yourself, don't tell about your family. Mostly, don't tell about your family. Mostly, if they will ask something about your family, you can ask. You can say, but tell about your, obviously, about your 10th, 12th, your, if you want to say your CGPA, if you want, you can say it, no problem. But the thing is, you can say about yourself, what kind of person you are in 2 lines or 2 3 lines, what kind of person you really are. It's better to say that, but don't say about your, don't speak like you are emotional, you are too emotional, you are a lazy person, or don't say about that. But you can say about your hobbies, you can include your hobbies in that, or what kind of person in the real life you are, you can say about that also. You start with your career, you start with your name, career, your CGPA if you want. Then what kind of person you are, you can say. You better know what kind of person you are, but don't say negative points like you are lazy, you spend more time in sleeping, or you spend more time in watching reels, or you can say, yeah, I love dance and singing. You can say, you can include that hobbies at the end. Or I'm a person who consider everyone request if it is genuine. You can say like that. That shows you are, you have empathy, or you are a kind person. But don't show that you are very emotional or emotional. You will be rejected anyhow. They can sometimes they ask you about your personal life. Sometimes they ask. It's not always. So you should be clever enough to answer those questions. Prepare well, right?
Yes, sir.
If they ask you about your families, you can say about your families also. Okay, I have 2 brothers and 1 sisters. My father is in this, and my mother is a. You always say my mother is a homemaker. Never say my mother is a housewife. Fine. Whenever you are talking about any woman, please be polite and be generous. Never disrespect women. Fine. This is one of the answer. My mother is a homemaker. My father is working in this industry, and my mother is a homemaker. Don't say my mother is a housewife. Sometimes they ask, is from your family anybody is working in Aditya Birla? So see, I also don't like lies, but I think you should say no. Basically, nobody is working in Aditya Birla from my family. I think so from my side, but this should be the answer. Because I know these are very important questions. So you should know nobody is working in Aditya Birla. Yeah, if somebody is working in Tata Steel, you can say, yeah. No, if they will ask somebody is working in any industry, you can say, yeah, my father is working in this industry, or my brother or anyone working in that industry. But if the company is same, you should say no, basically. The point is, if you think that they know already that your relative is working, then it's a red signal for you. Then it is better to say, yes, my cousin sister is working in this. But it's better to say no. Anything else you want to ask?
So, what should our approach in the group discussion round? Like, if there is a given topic and there is too much hustle going on at that situation, is it correct to directly jumping into
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah. I
discussion?
told you now. I told you if you have good points to speak, first of all, you try. See, I told you now. Suppose in the group discussion it happens, few people will be there, 2 3 people will be. They will be talking too much. So you interrupt them politely first. The first thing is you interrupt them politely. That suppose X Y Z. Please, since this is a group discussion, we should discuss. We should not fight. We should discuss, or you should give chance to others to speak. Even if they will not listen, you start speaking about your points. Since already I speak a lot, so my points I want to put my points in this discussion, then you start speaking. That is a positive point. Fine.
Sir,
Am I
if they
clear?
ask, sir, if they ask, how did you get to know about this company?
How to? Arey, this is not a offline. No? This is online placements. Sorry, I mean this is a campus placements. You know about the company means obviously from institute itself, no? Or from internets. That's all. Company, like suppose Aditya Bila is asking how you did you know about this company? You say I am listening this company from my childhood. Suppose for example in school days now we know Nalco Balco Hindalco from our school days we know. Fine.
Yes, sir.
You can say simply simple answers. You can say from the school days we know about this company, and when I grow up and I joined metallurgy, I know about this company more and more from the internets and from the news, different news for example. From schools, from the internet, you can say simply. Suppose this is a very new company, for example, some semiconductor company is coming. It is completely new for you. You can say, actually, I come to know about this from our training and placement cell. Then I go through the internet and I know about this company. Or you can say I have a lot of interest in this semiconductors from my school life. Okay, just wait. Huh? Hello. Yeah. Any other questions you have?
It's okay to have. It's okay to be highly optimistic about my contributions to the company in future. And I can say that in optimistic way, in a highly optimistic way. Can I say that, or should I?
Highly optimistic way. Yeah, you can say no problem. I think it's a positive point. You can say like that. See, it's up to you only. Suppose if you are confident enough that you have answered every questions well, obviously you will know whether you are able to answer or not. If you have able to answer the questions well, you can go for optimistic, no problem. It's fine. You show your confidence. I told you now during whole interview, if you are calm, if you are smiling, don't smile too much. If you are smiling, that is good point. If you are calm, that is good. But don't be anxious or don't be overstressed there. Anything else?
Yes.
One more point I want to say: even if it is the Aditya Birla company, prepare well for iron and steel making. Right? They may not ask you about aluminum production. They will ask you about iron and steel. They can ask you about heat treatments of steel, physical metallurgy of steels, or maybe physical metallurgy of aluminum alloys. Right? So go through everything. Similarly, even if it is a JSW company, steel company, but they can ask you about aluminum production. It might happen. You'll be well prepared with iron and steel making, but they will be asking about aluminum production in JSW. It happens many times, 1,000 times. It happens actually. So in that time, don't become blank. So it is better to go with full preparation. Don't skip anything. Go with full preparation so that you will feel more confident, and your answers will be good, definitely. Yeah. Any other questions?
Sir, one more question. Like in the intro or in the briefing part, can we say the subjects which we are favorites or fond of studying if they ask, or so, or it is wise not to speak of any subject specifically?
Mostly they will ask about your projects and internship. From that, they will enter into the subjects. You understand my point, no? Suppose you did your internship in a steel plant. So mostly they will go into the iron and steel making, for example. So be ready with that. Suppose, or maybe somebody will say, I did my internship in R&D. R&D of this Tata Steel, for example. So they will go into physical metallurgy then, mostly, or related to that topic. Suppose continuous casting. So that is the point. But sometimes they ask from their side, what are the different subjects? They simply sometimes ask, till now, what are the different subjects you have gone through in the BTech? So don't get blank. I know that a lot of people don't have any interest in metallurgy. That's fine at all. That doesn't matter at all. But at least you should know the subjects. Like you can say in the first semester, we have these subjects in the second semester, or you can start with the third semester because your branch subjects start in the third semester. You can say from the third semester, our branch subjects started. So in the third semester, we have this. In the fourth semester, we have this. Fifth semester, sixth semester, we have these subjects. You can say. But if you cannot recall the semesters, you can say simply, we have like mineral processing, thermodynamics, physical metallurgy, iron making, steel making, and whatever the corrosion, characterization, whatever the subjects you remember, you can say quickly. It doesn't matter that you are saying about semesters, you can directly say them. They can sometimes ask you about, apart from these subjects, which one is your favorite subject? So better to speak about two subjects, never say single subjects. Suppose you will say, my favorite subject is physical metallurgy and heat treatment. Or if you are more comfortable, you can say three subjects also, no problem. In entire metallurgy, I like, suppose, characterization and iron and steel making, you can say. So better to say two subjects. If you say one subject, they may not ask you on that subject. If you say two subjects, they have more option to ask you questions. So it's better to prepare well in 2 to 3 subjects at least. Sometimes they ask in the HR why your CGPA are very less, or why your 10th and 12 marks are poor. Sometimes they ask. So you have to defend it very wisely and in a diplomatic way. Don't say like that. I got admitted in medical or during my 10th or 12th. Don't say that some people say I got malaria during that day or typhoid during that period. So don't say these kind of answers. They will laugh simply. So tell the genuine answer. You can say the genuine answer, no problem. You can say genuine answer, but that should be somewhat diplomatic. So suppose somebody is saying, sometimes they ask, your 10th marks are good, your 12th marks are poor. So why this happens? You simply say, actually, just after 10th, I got involved with few friends. You should not blame anyone, that's fine. But you can say, I got into a group where we used to play every day. So I spent most of the time playing cricket and all. So I couldn't able to focus on studies at that time. But I realized that you can, after saying these things, you can say, I realized that when I joined BTech, I promised myself that since I have scored less mark in 12th, I will focus on studies and I will focus on learning knowledge so that I can increase my CGPA. So now I have increased my CGPA to this much. So that reflects that you know your fault. You have accepted your faults, but now you are in good path. You understood my point, no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but don't bluff that I got malaria, I got typhoid in that time, so I could not able to score this much. See, CGPA and marks obviously matters. But if your graph is increasing, that is very good. And or if you are, suppose you are 8 CGPA, your entire life is 8 CGPA, that is good. If you are consistent, that is good. Or if your CGPA or marks is increasing, that is also good. But if it is decreasing, that is bad. And the point is, if it is decreasing, again increasing, that is also good. It should not continuously decrease. Fine. Sometimes they demotivate you intentionally, like your CGPAs are not good. So we are not interested in you. Sometimes they can say to demoralize you intentionally. You can convince them. The point, you can convince them. Don't be demoralized. You can convince them that, I know my CGPAs are not so good, but I'm trying my best to improve them. But I know a lot of things about metallurgy. I'm good in these subjects, you can say. But you should be confident enough to answer those questions. You should go with well preparation, I'm saying. Right? It doesn't mean that you'll say I'm good in this subject, and the moment they will start ask questions, you could not able to answer it. So it should not happen. They will try to demoralize you in many steps. So you should not demoralize. You remain confident with a smile and you start answering the questions. And don't bluff. If you don't know the answers, never bluff. Never waste their time. Because nobody want to waste their time, right? So never waste their. If you don't know the answers, you can say, yeah, actually I cannot recall it right now. Yeah, I know this answer, but I cannot recall it right now. If this is real one, you cannot recall it. You can take some time, right? They will give you some time. But even if you cannot recall it, you can say, yeah, I cannot recall it exactly, but I know these answers. You can say like that. But don't bluff. Don't give any random answers. If you really don't know, if this is the first time you are hearing a question, you can simply say, this is the first time I am hearing this question actually. I'll go through this after my interview is over. I'll go through this. You can say. Is it okay?
Yes, sir. So one more question. Like if someone has done internship in steel-based industries, but none in aluminum-based, if they ask as you're going through the CV, you have not done an internship in aluminum-based plant. So tell a brief about what you know about aluminum. So what will we will be highlighting in that 2 to 3 minutes, so we can discuss.
See, if you have did your internship in steel plant, they will ask you question on steel plant. And even if it is aluminum based plant, they will ask you about questions on steels. So that is good point. The point is they want to see you really have spent time in the industry, or just for certificate you have spent your time. You understood my point, na? So that is the positive side. But you can make yourself tricky. Like you can say my favorite subject is non-ferrous, for example. You can say. So they will ask from aluminum, definitely copper making, aluminum making, right? Aditya Birla, they can ask you about copper making, aluminum making, copper alloys, aluminum alloys, physical metallurgy of aluminum alloys. They can ask you what are different alloys of aluminum, like cast alloys, wrought alloys. What are different series of aluminum alloys, like 1000 series, 2000 series, 3000, 4000, 5000, 6, 7, 8, 8000 series. What are the different main alloying element in these 1000 series? You people know about these things, right? At least. So that's why I'm saying go with a full preparation. Don't miss any subjects, mostly. If it is Aditya Birla company, go with physical metallurgy, iron making, steel making, and non-ferrous. Non-ferrous is mostly aluminum and copper extraction, mostly. And alloys of aluminum and copper. Sometimes they ask you, do you know about our company, where our company is located? So please go through their profile, company profile. Like Aditya Birla is in Brazil also, maybe. You can check where Aditya Birla is present in different countries. Fine. Any questions? Ashirvad? Ashirvad, you have any questions?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Ashirvad,
yes.
you are not asking any questions. No?
Sir, I'm saying while answering to the question, we will answer it in brief or we'll explain it.
Yeah, see, suppose, okay, fine. It's better not to explain too much. It's better not to say a little bit. It should be in optimum. I'll prefer to say. Suppose they will ask, what is Martensite? So if you're saying what is martensite, you should not remember the definition. It's better not to say the definition. Definition is, it's better to say what is martensite. You just say it is actually it is a microstructure or it is a phase in the steel which have this kind of properties, and this is this. Like 2-3 lines, it's enough. But if they are asking about martensitic transformation, then you have to explain the whole process, how martensitic transformation happens. So it's better to explain not too much, not too little. And you should be always eager to explain in the paper, pen and paper. It's always better. Suppose they will ask you about normalizing and annealing. You can draw a heat treatment curve. Heating, holding and cooling curve. You can show them. They will be more happy with that. Or you can, if they are saying no, it's not required, then you just explain them. Fine.
Yes, sir. Sir, is it good to mention that we are interested in research work and other in the R&D's department?
No. Don't say like that. Don't say you are interested in research. Never say. So they will think that you want to do higher studies. Don't say
Yes,
like
sir.
that. Yeah. But if they are saying, "Ki, we have a R&D, we want to put you in that R&D, will it be okay for you?" Then you can say, yeah. Then you can say, yeah, it's fine, no problem. You can say like that, yeah. If they are asking, then it's fine.
Yes, sir.
But if they will ask you about MTechs, you want to do MTech or you want to do appear for GATE and all, you say no, straightly. No, I'm not interested in that right now.
Yes, sir.
But if they will ask to justify why you don't want to do MTech, or you can justify them like that. You can say your financial condition is not good, your entire family depends upon you. But it should be justified. Now, if you're saying my father is a like IS officer and you say my financial condition is not good, that is completely wrong. No? So you cannot say like that. You can say I have spent 4 years in metallurgy right now. I have a lot of theoretical knowledge, but I want to explore practical knowledge and to be more skilled enough in this field. My love for metallurgy is very high. I want to explore it. I want to get more and more practical knowledge. I want to see those things, how it really works.
Sir, if I know the answer of a question partially, then whether it is good to say them that I know it partially or doesn't answer?
It's better if you know partially, you tell the partial answer simply, and further you stop. Don't say anything. If they will be not convinced, you can say I know up to this much right now. I cannot recall it right now. I know the answers, but I cannot recall it. I can recall it this much right now. And definitely I will go through it after interview, you can say.
Yes. I'm many times I'm saying, don't get overstressed there. Don't think that this is your last company. You'll get lot of opportunities in your future. If this is not for you, so it's better you should keep calm, keep a smile on your face, and answer the questions. Be confident enough. Believe in yourself. That is more important. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Anything else? Aishwarya, Vedanta, anybody want to ask any question?
Sir, can you explain copper extraction in short manner?
Okay, copper extraction in short manner. Actually, okay, fine. Copper, in the conventional, there are two ways to make copper: conventional ways and new ways. New ways are actually continuous copper production, and conventional ways means it is a conventional way mostly. Fine, but new ways means they are continuous way.
continuous way, you have to go through the books. Actually, I don't remember much. Like we have lot of processes like Noranda process. I remember somewhat Noranda and Mitsubishi or Noranda, Mitsubishi, and I don't exactly remember. There are three different furnaces always in the continuous copper production. Three different slag cleaning furnace and smelting, slag cleaning, and I don't remember exactly. You can go through the books, fine. But conventional process, I know exactly. Conventional process of copper production, it start with controlled roasting first. You have chalcopyrite ore. Chalcopyrite ore is the principal ore of copper. CuFeS2. You do controlled roasting of it. Often doing controlled roasting or controlled oxidation. Then you have to go for matte smelting. There is a process called matte smelting. So when you do matte smelting by using silica as a flux, right? Then it will form a slag and a matte. The slag is phyllite, FeO.SiO2. Then in this matte smelting, the main impurity is the iron, which get removed in form of slag, right? Forming phyllite. And the matte is the mixture of molten sulfides, iron sulfide and copper sulfide. Fine. The next step is the converting process. You do converting of the matte by blowing oxygen into the converter. So what will happen? It will form two layers basically. So what will happen? First stage is the slagging stage. Second one is the blister copper formation stage. Slagging stage means again this FeS become FeO and it will form a slag. It will get removed. Fine. So all the iron is getting removed in this process, slagging stage. Then blister copper formation stage means you continue purge copper, blow oxygen. So what will happen? It will form copper sulfide and copper oxide. Now the copper sulfide and copper oxide, they will react to form copper at the end, and that copper is called blister copper basically, because its appearance is blistery appearance, bubble appearance on the surface will be there due to release of this SO2 gases basically. That's why it's blister copper. Fine. And if you these are the processes. They can ask you about the refining. You can go for electrolytic refining of copper, where you have an anode and cathode, and you charge DC current, and refining will take place. Deposition will occur as cathode, and oxidation will occur at anode. Fine. Sometimes they ask you about this electrolytic refining of copper, how you can electrolytic refine the coppers. Sometimes they ask you how you can purify aluminium. 3-layered process. You have to remember. 3-layer process. I think you already have gone through non-ferrous. Non-ferrous subject is over.
Yes,
Yeah.
not completely.
In this semester only we are studying
This
non-ferrous
semester,
extraction.
3-layered process. 3-layered process means in
What's
between you have
process?
a electrolyte, and in the top you have pure aluminium, and in the bottom you have impure aluminium. So this is the 3-layered process. In this way you can refine the aluminium. That means the top layer will be cathode, bottom layer will be anode, and between the electrolyte will be there. That is called 3-layered process. And sometimes they ask you what is anode effect. In Aditya Birla they can ask you. This is a very important question. What is anode effect? I have explained this in aluminum production. Just go through my videos. There is a video called aluminum production in Principles of Extractive Metallurgy playlist. Go through it. What is anode effect? That is very important. Sometimes they ask you what are the different casting defects in the aluminium. During casting of aluminium, what are the different casting defects? Sometimes they ask. Okay, anything else?
So there was a question between, if they ask like this, between aluminium and steel, which one has more importance to you? Means, what do you think about the booming of aluminium industries in future? Please, can you justify it? Because all of my internships are based on steel only. So how will we? I what I will be providing to the aluminum industry.
Okay, okay, fine. You can
In
simply say,
aluminum,
you can simply say the automotive sector and the aeroplane sector. Fine. They have a huge market, right? Automotive sector and aeroplane sector. Fine. Or spacecrafts, you can say spacecrafts, aeroplanes, right? And automotive. Automotive means car, buses, and all. Fine. They have a huge market right now. Fine. And we need we need high efficiency and low fuel consumption. So whenever we need high efficiency and low fuel consumption, so we need a lighter vehicles, lightweight. So aluminum have very low density. Fine. So aluminum, in this way, aluminum can replace steel mostly. But if you can increase the strength of the aluminum alloys, no, so that's also related to the 7000 series, 7XXX series, 7000 series aluminum alloy, where zinc is the important alloying element. The strength of these 7000 aluminum alloys have nearly equal strength to the mild steel. You understand my point, no?
yes, sir.
You can justify like this way. The automotive sectors and the aeroplane sectors have a huge market nowadays. There is a huge demand to make the entire body with high fuel efficiency, and we can achieve high speed, high fuel efficiency, this kind of thing. So we have to use lightweight materials. Na? So aluminum is the best. Aluminum alloys is the best. The 7000 series is. So that's why in the the aircrafts, in aeroplanes, we are using aluminum mostly. Nowadays, most of the sports cars, they are using aluminum. The best example is the Audi AA series. All aluminum series Audi car. Its entire car is made up of aluminum nowadays. It has replaced steel completely. There is no steel in it. Right? So you should know at least the basics data. What is the density of iron? What is the density of steel? What is the density of aluminum? What is the density of aluminum alloy? You should know these data at least. If you are answering the questions by using data, they will be more happy. Fine. Sometimes they ask you what is the composition of slag and what is the composition of pig iron. You should know the data exactly. Approximate data at least. Like 3.5 to 4.4% carbon, this much of silicon content, this much of phosphorus, you should know at least. Approximate. Suppose they may ask you, suppose you did your internship in the RSP, Roar Class Steel Plant. They can ask you what is the composition of blast furnace slag and hot metal. So you should tell them about the actual composition of the slag and actual composition of the pig iron they are producing. You understand my point? No? It is always better to give data. Data means figures. If you don't know, don't bluff. But you should know at least. Right.
Yes, sir.
You can say sometimes they ask, you are now sitting for the Aditya Birla company, but you did your internship in the Tata Steel or in the steel industry. So why you will hire you, or how will be you important to us? You didn't do your internship in Aditya Birla, so you can simply justify them. Actually, I was interested to do my one internship there, but the problem is I have no connection in that industry, so I do not get a opportunity. You understand my point, no?
Yes, sir.
They can further convince you that why didn't you try with your friends? If you can say, yeah, I tried with my friends whom I know basically, but since his or her father already gave opportunity to someone else, so he didn't give me the chance. Like that, you can say, justify them. Fine.
Yes, sir.
And in other way, my relative was there in Tata Steel, so I got a good chance in the Tata Steel to do my internship. You can say like that. Just reverse, you can say. If somebody will ask, why didn't you do your internship in Tata Steel industry? You are sitting for JSW, but you did your internship in Aditya Birla. You can justify them that I didn't get an opportunity. Actually, I tried for that, but since I have no connection in the plant, so I cannot able to do my internship. But I was really interested to do that. You can say like that. Simple answer. And while leaving the interview, be calm, stand straight, move the chair a little bit, and say thank you all. Then leave. And don't exaggerate much there. Just listen. Don't exaggerate much. Don't say random answers or don't exaggerate. Don't be you are showing a lot. It doesn't require. Flattering is not required there. Don't flatter much. Any other questions?
Sir, after the interview is over, can we ask the panelists that how was our interview and what mistakes we have done during the interview?
But I think so. If you are asking this kind of questions, it depends upon them. It depends upon their perceptions. They can take it at a negative or they can take it as a positive. You understand my point? No? Everybody's perception is different. If you bring one HR and you bring another HR, their perceptions will be different. You understand my point? No? If that means some HR may thought he is not confident about his interview. Maybe you understood my point. He is thinking that he has some flaws. Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes,
It's
but-
better. It's always better if you think that your interview have gone well. It's better not to ask this kind of question. And second one, if they are not asking any questions, that if you have any question to ask, you can ask us. If they are not asking, you can approach them politely. Ki, I want to ask a question, ma'am or sir, or like that. Then you can ask about the companies or how you can grow in their company. You can ask. That shows that you are really interested in that company. But if your interview goes well, you should think it is very bad at all, then you can ask this kind of question, first question. But second question, you should not ask. Like, you are interested in their company.
Yes, sir.
Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, fine. Any other questions? And the perfume you are going to use is also very important. Don't use very strong perfume during your interview. It should not irritate others. Some perfumes are not